Hey everyone of Witches of the Moon. Welcome back for season 9. And this first week we're talking about altars. And it's hard to really discuss altars without kind of showing you altars. And I don't usually show my altars. This is my meditation altar. It's not really my magical working altar. This is more for energy work, healings and whatnot. So I'm able to show you this, but my other one I won't show you. But I kind of set them up basically the same. And so what I usually tell people, my students, or anyone that I'm kind of helping out in the craft, is I tell them that your altar is basically a way of communicating with not only your deity or your ancestors. It's also a way to communicate with yourself. And so one of the first rules that anyone will tell you, and most of the books will tell you, is don't put trash on your altar, because we all have kind of that space where we kind of set things down and we leave them be. You know, our change or keys or whatever, extra receipts. You don't want to put those on the altar, because that's like saying to yourself that you just want nothing but garbage in your spiritual space. You're this. You got to treat this as your sacred space. So another way of putting this is this is ad work to yourself. This is like, when you're watching TV and you're really getting into something, and all of a sudden you see that ad for something. After so many times of seeing the ad, I think the study says, after the 18th or 19th time, you actually start to be receptive to what is in that ad. Like Hulu, I know they, when you watch an episode on there without the premium, you watch an ad at least 5 times during that one episode. And this is kind of the same aspect that I tap into for myself, is that I always try to set up stuff on my altar that kind of means something to me, and that I feel that will attract as well. So it's like a way of telling myself, don't forget, this is what you got to do. It's also a way of telling your spirits, your deities, whatever, that hey, this is what I want to attract. No matter what I do outside of this is what I'm really the core of things that I want in my life. And so I'm not going to break down everything in here as far as what I have and what it's going to attract for me. But most of these I have, like ice skulls, like a lot of these I use during different healing sessions with my clients. This is kind of my medium stone tektite that I use when I do medium work, and some jewelry that I made that I'm blessing for people. I have my K2 Night Stones. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of these, but these are a fairly new stone. I can't remember if it's out of Turkey or Pakistan, but there's only like 1 or 2 mines out there. And really good energy off the stone. And I use this to kind of connect with Mother Earth. I hold these in, I actually have 2. Sometimes I'll hold in one hand, sometimes I'll have one in each hand. It's unique to yourself and what you do. I have some books back here that are sacred texts, obviously, that I keep on my altar to kind of remind me of what I need to do. Sometimes they have certain practices in there that I need to do. There's like a Sunday practice and stuff like that that's in there. So this is kind of my. I have 2 altars here, and it's weird. I know you're like, what the hell? There's 2 altars here. But this is kind of the stuff that I charge or I use. And this is kind of like my main altar for meditation. It's kind of what I use to kind of tap in to certain things. And this is actually Green Tara. She's a incarnation of the Buddha, Bodhisattva. And Guan Yin right here is an incarnation of Green Tara. There's 21 Taras, and the Buddhists actually recognize Guan Yin as one of the Taras, so that's why I have there. And there's other stuff here, like I'm really, for some reason, I felt attracted to put some pyrite and galena on here. and for some reason this altar wanted a Ganesh on there, which is Ganesh is kind of like a Tara, like open up paths, but green Tara is more about culturing things and purifying things as well. And this is something I bought off what was it, Etsy, and I just saw this and I had to have it and I liked it, and I actually found out that this was kind of a spirit that helps you attract good health in your life. So that's kind of how my altar is. That's my concept of an altar. Everyone will have their own unique take on what they put on their altar, but what my main suggestion is use it to charge stuff. So the case in point here is like Dia gave me this a long time ago, and I put this on my keychain, and every day after work I not every day, but every so often I put it on here to recharge it. And this is citrine, so it does attract good prosperity in your life, good people. This is what I use it as, to attract good people in my life. And so every so often when I feel that it's, I feel like a strange vibe is coming from that, I'll put it on here to recharge it. And so every time I meditate and I kind of tap into the universe, I'm charging these things with my energy as well. Just like my mala beads here are the same way. I leave these here to charge, and when I feel like they are charged, I use them for my mantras every morning. I mostly do mantras. Sometimes I'll tap out and not do them, and a lot of times it's because sometimes my mala just doesn't feel like the energy is there, so I feel like I'm not there and I'm not ready to do the mantra. So I feel like it's a way of communicating to me, saying, hey, you've had enough mantra work, you had enough energy work, just chill out today. And that's really all I can say about altar work. There are offerings and stuff that you can do, but I think we're doing another video, I think either after this week or the next week, about offerings and things that you can do for your deities. And I'll cover that. But something I do personally is I do water blessings and I do water offerings, and I'll show you guys how to do that. It's so simple, it's stupid, but it's the smallest things that your deities and your spirits appreciate. Because a lot of times people get into the craft or energy work or whatever to get something out of it, but like anything, if you have a system out there and everyone's just taken from it, what happens is that it collapses. So every so often you got to put something back, and there are some people that don't take anything whatsoever, like a lot of the monks and Buddhists on the higher levels, they don't take anything. They really just give, and that allows certain people, like laymen like me, to tap into it and to use it for what I need to. But when I get that, when I get the gift that I receive that I want, you got to give your blessings and your offerings back and your appreciation of thanks. And that's kind of what this altar is for. Like I said, this is mostly my healing altar, so if you're looking for a certain type of altar for your healing work, you can take this into consideration. So that's really what all I have is for this video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. You have a great one.